It's really cool and impressive, but can you do Moon Kingdom? Yeah, I can do that. Okay, so for context, recently I started to recreate Super Mario Odyssey in Unity, but I only remade one level. And as everyone knows, there's more than one level in the game, so just for you, Mr. Nut, I'm going to be recreating Moon Kingdom next. Now normally I like to start out my videos by recreating the character first, but in this case I already have the character finished from last time. But for anyone new, I'll reintroduce our protagonist here. This guy right here is Mario. He's some guy who can run, jump, and dive, but most importantly, he's bald. Now Mario is on a mission to save Princess Peach so he can finally propose to her once and for all. So he chases down Bowser all around the world before somehow ending up on the moon. Having the moon be the final level in the game was an interesting choice, seeing how the moon is just a big rock. So Nintendo had to figure out some way to make it fun to play. Their solution? Place some oddly shaped rocks in a giant crater on the moon and call it a day. There are also a few other things that make the level interesting though. Like there are these spiky boys, these shooty boys, and a dog. Apparently. This time I'm gonna try a bit harder while modeling these because last time my modeling skills were actually non-existent. At this point it doesn't feel like much of a game because Mario can just do whatever he wants without taking damage. So we need to turn off Mario's God mode cheats and introduce him to pain. No, not that pain. After a little bit of coding, Mario now has a health bar, and he will take damage when he's hit by something. But we're still not done yet. What good is having a health bar if Mario can just have negative health? What? So we need to make sure that Mario will respawn when he reaches 0 health. And after a little bit more coding, Mario will now lose one of those 1-up mushrooms. Except that now he actually loses coins instead of lives, so we have to make sure he's able to collect coins. Last time I created coins that could be picked up, but I didn't actively keep track of how many coins were collected. So it's more like Mario touched the coins and they disappeared from existence. And now with the coin system working, I realized that I have most of the UI elements recreated, and all that was left was the compass. I never actually used the compass myself when I originally played the game, but I figured, hey, why not? And got to work on adding it. But in order to get this to work, we have to figure out what each piece of the compass represents. The N is just a random direction that was chosen to represent north. And in this case, north is the direction from the Odyssey to the church. The dial shows the direction that Mario's facing, and the red shaded part of the circle is the direction that the camera's facing. So what I need to do is pick a direction as north, and then figure out which direction Mario and the camera are facing by using their Y-axis rotations. And now we have a working compass. Going back to Mario, I realized that the enemies in this level can hurt Mario, but Mario has no way of fighting back since he can't jump high enough. So apparently gravity is 6 times stronger on Earth than it is in the moon in real life. So I tried to apply this to Mario by dividing his gravity by 6. But this doesn't seem to work out well since he still jumps just as high as before, but just falls back down a lot slower. So after spending some time testing out different values for his jump heights and gravity, I finally found something that looks about right. And now Mario can start to take his revenge. Now we need to put some moons on the moon. And I'm going to start with this one on the very top of the church. Okay, so I don't know why, but I thought this moon that you grab here was actually on top of the church and that you needed the frog to get it. Turns out I was wrong. But you know, this is my remake, and reality can be whatever I want, so I'm going to place it at the top. Anyways, last time I didn't program Cappy to capture anything, but the game just doesn't feel the same without it, so I want to fix this by capturing the frog on the moon first. This can be done by something called ray casting, which is basically just taking a ray, or a line, and casting it in a direction to see if it hits something. I made it so that if it detects something that Mario can capture, it will turn green. Otherwise, it will turn red. If it turns green, all I have to do is press the button to throw Cappy, but now it will capture the frog instead. In terms of gameplay, the frog is very similar to Mario, except that it moves slower, jumps higher, and can't dive. Now that I can do some ray casting with Cappy, we can get him to do other things like grab the rocket flower and open up treasure chests. Grabbing the rocket flower lets Mario move much faster, allowing him to jump over to this treasure chest and grab the moon from inside. And there are a lot of other moons to be gotten across this kingdom, but I only want to do one more before we move on. Last but not least, I wanted to do this timer challenge moon. For some reason, throwing your hat at a scarecrow in this game spawns some platforms and a moon, but only for a short time. If you don't get to the moon in time, then your hat will come back to you, and the platforms will disappear along with the moon. Anyways, let's get back on track for the actual reason we came all the way to the moon. We're here to rescue Princess Peach once again and confess our love for her. Upon arriving in the Moon Kingdom, Mario decides to park the Odyssey on the lower level of the moon instead of, you know, right in front of the church. I mean, he traveled all the way from the Earth to the moon. He could have at least parked in a more convenient spot. Luckily for us, people discovered that you can skip the underground cave section of the level that Bowser spent so much time preparing for us. So after a couple of wall jumps, we're now just a red carpet away from the church. Wait, what's going on here? You've reached the end of the demo. Okay. To unlock more content, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Huh. They really do be like that sometimes. Alright, see ya.